Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a quick look at one of the largest knives that you can get from Protech. Now, before I actually open this one up, I know you've seen footage of it at the beginning there, of it in my hand, but to build a little bit more suspense, I'm going to move it a little out of the way and kind of help build up to it. So here you can see they're very popular and iconic Godson automatic. Then you want to take a step up and you have their Godfather. It's a lot bigger. These are rough numbers, but you're at about 7.5 inches on the Godson, and then about 9.5 inches for the Godfather. And then opening up this bad boy. If you're familiar with their boxes, it barely fits in the box. We have the large version of the Don. I wish I had a normal size Don here for comparison, but sadly, I don't have one. But this thing is massive. Again, bringing back in that Godfather. And it doesn't make it look small, but you can see it is definitely a lot bigger. This one overall is well over 10 inches, and it is just an absolute beast of an auto. I'm going to go ahead and close it and open it again. The spring feels extra hard on here. Oh man, I feel like it has to be to throw out that blade. I'm doing things fully out of the normal order that I normally do, but is that even going to fit in frame? I think I'm going to have to go sideways here. You can see that blade's right at about 4.5 inches, with 4.25 being your cutting edge. And yeah, overall length is over 10.25 inches. I'll say it's about 10.3 overall. This thing is just massive. There's really no other way to say it. I don't have the biggest hands on the planet, but it's like a 1.5 hand knife here. It is very, very large. And it really, really nails that traditional Italian stiletto look, I think even more than the Godson and Godfather do. Especially with those, I think they're just calling them wings at the guard there. It really just has that iconic look to it. Now I want to go ahead and talk more about the blade. I'm going to get some close-up footage here. You can see it does have that traditional, almost like dagger look to it, with a false top edge. I know some people would call that a swedge, but really is just like a bayonet style false top up there. This is in 154 cm, which is a well-rounded stainless steel, great for everyday carry. It has that super nice high polished satin finish to it as well. And then moving down to the handle, it is aluminum, just like pretty much all Protechs are. I'm going to go ahead and close this so that I can talk about it a little bit better. It is really, really cool though, because you can see around those edges, especially, and I'll try and show it off in some B-roll here, that these are fully contoured, so they do round off a lot, which makes it really comfortable in hand, and also just makes it look really nice as well. You can see that mother of pearl inlay on this button here. Protech is super known for doing all kinds of cool handle materials, button inlays, you name it. So there's bound to be tons of different versions of the large Don. So if any one particular piece of it isn't your cup of tea, I'm sure that there's a different variant out there. And then moving on to the back here, you can see this does now have a really super deep carry pocket clip, which is super, super nice. You can see that they machine the handle down so that the clip sits fully flush, and so do the pocket screws. And I can't tell you how much I love that little attention to detail. It's something that almost all knife companies miss. Even if they do recess the handle for the clip to sit in, the screws normally poke out a little bit. And it's definitely not the end of the world or anything, but I think it just makes putting in and out all the smoother. You don't have to worry about anything maybe snagging or catching on a loose thread. I think it's just overall a green flag showing that a company does really care about the small things. And you can see that those pocket clip screws are Torx hardware, but the rest of the body screws are hex. That's the same thing for the Godfather and Godson as well. Yep, Torx and then hex. And last but not least, I wanted to go ahead and bring in a scale here just to show you. This is a big knife, so it's going to be a little hefty. Yeah, about almost 4.5 ounces, which really, for how big it is, isn't that bad, honestly. The Godfather, compared, and the Godson. So yeah, you can see it's definitely a step up. But again, for a nearly 10.5-inch knife with about a 4.5-inch blade, that is not too bad. So thanks for sticking with me. As always, if you want to see even more information on the large Don here, or pick up one for yourself, there are links in the description box below. They'll take you on over to gpknives.com. But before you head on over, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the Don in the comment section below. Normally, I'm a smaller knife guy, and autos aren't my number one pick, but this is really screaming to my Italian roots. I kind of feel like my ancestors would be ashamed if I didn't get one. Thank you so much for watching, and stay sharp.